Hey, good morning, Misfits. It is Saturday, the day before Father's Day. It is June 20th, 2020. Oh, June 20, 2020. It is what episode is it? 485. It's episode 485. I hope everybody's doing well today. How big is it? Your secret sauce. What is the recipe? Who creates your secret sauce, right? Who creates your secret sauce? Who creates that secret sauce? Your secret sauce. What are the ingredients that have gone into it? And here's why I ask that. Because sometimes we have days where it ain't a meal we would want to eat. It's not a feeling, it's not a joy, it's not a happy, it's not a something. It's like we're eating somebody else's meal. So, who creates your secret sauce? Who builds that dream? Who puts the joy in it? How much joy was in your secret sauce yesterday? So that's the conversation we'll have today. Maybe. I see a hand up already, so I'm going to go there in just a second, Ann. But I really want you to understand, the more I've been diving into the content and pulling some of my old notes, pulling some of my old journals, talking to some of my friends and mentors about the secret sauce. You know, it's interesting. Everybody's got another name for it. Focus, development, all of these things, criteria, business acumen. It's your secret sauce. It's the thing that covers everything. Listen, when does a sauce change into a dip? That's a good one. That probably needs to be a t-shirt. When does a sauce change into a dip? Right? Sometimes, you know, the marinara sauce and cheese sticks, right? Who's hungry now? And you just put a little bit in and you dip it in, right? But here's the thing. With dips, we're not allowed to do what? When there's Doritos around. I love it. You're not allowed to do with dips? What are you not allowed to do? Double dip.
Double dip.
Exactly. So if you find a sauce that you like, don't you usually take some and put it on your own plate and go, I'm going to double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip? This is about you finding that thing that you're going to dip yourself into. You're going to cover yourself up in. See, we want to cover ourselves up in success. We want to just get us to have some joy. We don't want to be dipping our pinky finger in. What do you use your pinky finger for if you're going to dip into a sauce? To test it, to try it, to see what it's like. Too many of us are pinky dipping our own sauce. And the reason we may not like our own sauce is because somebody else put their ingredients in our sauce. Thank you, Edith. I want to make it fun because when you start to make things fun, you learn at such a higher pace. So who creates your secret sauce? That's the real question. Who creates your secret sauce? If the answer is you, then you got to go back to what Joe Dispenza says. If you believe your thoughts can influence your day, how many of you woke up and have influenced your day 100% to your liking and not somebody else's? You didn't let social media get you sideways. You didn't go on your phone and see a friend of yours who's either killing it or wearing a dress or got shoes or with your ex, and you lost your stuff. You lost your sauce. When you decide that the world that you operate in is the one you create, you have a responsibility, and it's your ability to respond. So when you grasp your secret sauce, when you truly understand what drives you, you have complete control over how you respond, how you act, over what happens to you, what happens through you. You get in a car accident, God forbid, somebody bangs you in the back, they break your tail light. They back into you and they hit your tail light. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? It's a freaking tail light. You come out from the grocery store, you come out from Sam's or Costco or Walmart or Target, and you come out from all of these places and somebody's keyed your car. Aw. I'm telling you all these things because they've happened to me. You have a responsibility. Your ability to respond. See, if you lose your cool, if you lose your stuff, it's because your secret sauce, somebody put an ingredient in there to allow you to lose your stuff. Oh, it's not that easy. Somebody put a secret ingredient in there for you to say it's not that easy. The absolute control you can have over the way you respond, your responsibility, your ability to respond, is your secret sauce. And can you come up with a mind-bending, earth-changing, galactic growing idea if you're pissed off at somebody? How's that working for you? When you get to understand that you become the chef, from the moment you woke up this morning, you started adding ingredients, you started triggering memories, you started pulling recipes from your past. You started pulling recipes from your past out of your cookbook, out of your life book, out of your sauce book. And you started adding those back in. From the moment you brought up consciousness, when you went from the sleep state to the unconscious state to the conscious state, you decided to add what was in your ingredient list right now. The way you're feeling right now, congratulations, it's your fault. You feel great, congratulations. You don't feel so great, congratulations. It's your responsibility, your ability to respond. The last person in the bathroom didn't replace the toilet roll. Ugh. That's your responsibility. And there's no tissues. Last night I got to do rain. Last night I got to do rain and I loved it. What do you mean you got to do rain? Walked out with Michelle and I, my bride and I, we went for, we went to go get we tried a new burger place called Chips Old Fashioned Burgers up here in Frisco. And we're walking out from the house. We're leaving the house. And the puppies are with us. So Beamish and Jameson are in the car. They're in the Hummer, and we're driving. And I'm looking up at the sky. I'm going, man, that's rolling in kind of quick. So I asked Michelle, I said, when's the rain supposed to come? She said, well, not till about midnight. I'm like, okay. So I've got how many of you have shoes? Let me ask you this. Drop an S in the chat if you have shoes you won't wear in the rain. Right? If you know it's going to rain, you're like, might get weather. I'm not going to wear shoes. I'm not going to wear these shoes. So I have some very colorful shoes. They're Robert Graham shoes. They're my favorite. They look awesome. They're just like these I don't know what you'd call them, like boat shoe kind of things, but they're just colorful and I love them. But I usually won't wear them in the rain because they're kind of nice shoes. So I'm walking in. We place the order. I'm walking in, we got to park. The place is packed, which is awesome. Because there's a whole bunch of different restaurants. It's kind of this like open air food court. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so I leave I park and I have to park like the farthest place away you could park to go to this restaurant, to go pick it up. So I go to pick it up. I'm standing there, and I get the order, and I forgot to order a beverage. So he said, here, just take a cup. You can go over to the soda machine and get one. So I go over there, and they were out of the brand I wanted. And something just told me, again, little voice inside says, just get the other thing. Just get some root beer. I'm like, okay. No, I really want to get this other one because that's my bride's favorite. So let me go back and ask. So long story short, I spent about 5 minutes asking, and nobody gets anything done. So I wind up with the root beer anyway. And as I'm leaving, within that 5 minutes, guess what happens? It goes from not raining to toad strangling. I mean, it just came a downpour. And I went, ah. First thing went through my head was my shoes. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I get to do rain. I'll probably be able to walk between the drops. I'll get to do rain. And so I start walking out. And now here's the other thing. How many of you put clothes on in the morning, and by the afternoon, they get a little saggy because either you stretched them out or did something? Well, now I got my phone and I got the food, and now I got to have the other hand holding my shorts up. I maybe this is TMI, but it's pouring rain, and I am not walking between the drops, and I can feel the water filling up in my shoes. I say all of that to say, I got in the truck, and my bride was like, I could have come got you. I could have done this. I go, I got to do rain. You know how long it's been since I've done rain? And we sat in the car. I'm soaking wet. And we had dinner in the car with the puppies. It was awesome. So I learned my secret sauce. Shoes don't matter. Shoes don't matter. Because I where was I going? I was going to a bigger mission. I was going to dinner with my bride. Every moment's a special moment. You're absolutely right, Diane. Sitting in the truck. Now, you got the air conditioning on when you're soaking wet. Now that gets a little chilly. I say all of this to say, well, what does that have to do with building my business? Everything. Everything. The food tasted better. The conversation will be better. You've got to really look at what's in your ingredients in your secret sauce. Some of you have read Napoleon Hill. He's in your secret sauce. Some of you have read Wallace D. Waddell, Science of Getting Rich. They're in your secret sauce. How many of you have spices in your cabinet you don't use every day? How many of you sometimes make a meal based upon the flavor, not the main course? Right? Macaroni and cheese. How many of you have ever had macaroni and cheese, but you put some extra, you just don't put Velveeta American cheese in it? How many of you put a couple of different cheeses in your mac and cheese? I'm seeing some heads nod. See, it is about the ingredients. And the main course is called this moment. The main course is called this moment. And what do you add into this moment is what allows you to have your secret sauce. You have friends. How many of you have friends that call you because there's something special about you they needed to hear? They needed to have a memory. They needed to have some joy. Ada's and lasagnas a request all the time. I have no doubt. And so there you go. So let's talk about the secret sauce on lasagna. Ooh, it's everything. It's ricotta cheese. It's the noodles. It's the noodles. It's the way you lay the noodles. It's all of this stuff. Ooh, pepperoni. Now see, there's an ingredient that I've not heard in does that go in the lasagna? If it does, that's a little secret sauce right there. So understanding who creates it. See, people look at this program that we're about to start in July, and they look at it July 1st, and they're like, well, secret sauce, it's probably something stupid. It's $97. Whip-de-doo. This is everything. This is everything, your secret sauce. And because it's so customized, it's kind of hard to teach. Unless you use Jim Rohn's favorite word, until you understand how to give people their own. You ever see those cooking shows? You ever see the cooking shows like Top Chef or something or whatever it is? And they go, okay, and they or Iron Chef, not is it Iron Chef, where the guy pulls and the lid flies off and he's Japanese and right, and there's the main ingredient. And so I'm gonna the lid's coming off and you're the main ingredient, and then everybody's got to go run and pull and get their recipes and their spices and everything else, because they got to think of, what am I going to create? You woke up this morning and you should be so excited about your secret sauce. Oh my gosh. And right, whatever it is, and you got blades flying and this is going, and you got scallions flying in the air, and you got joy going everywhere, and you got happiness. You got, go get another bucket of happiness. How many of you just started to smile a little bit more, going, uh-oh, here he goes. He's getting wound up. It's like watching a puppy, right? Running around, running, and can't get its feet going. And all of a sudden it hits the carpet and goes, pew! That's your secret sauce. It's up to you to find your secret sauce. It's up to you to take the ladle and dip it in and start enjoying you. Good morning, Anne. Let's go to Anne Poe in the UK.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Outstanding, my love. Good morning.
Good morning. I've got so much fear and anxiety with what I'm about to say, but there's actually nothing to be scared about. I don't even know how to say it. Okay. So, I don't know why I have so much anxiety saying this. Okay. So I basically need all of your help today. And it's hi Bukumi. So basically, why am I this scared? Okay. So I've set up a GoFundMe page for the crisis that's happening in Yemen. And all the proceeds go to Save the Children, and they're doing some wonderful work with creating hospitals and health clinics, etc. And I was wondering if you guys could help me share it on your social media. So I've already done a video on my social media and I've put a couple of posts up, but if you could get the word out. So I'm doing a raffle, and for every $5 that people donate, your name gets put into the raffle once. And if you donate like more, then obviously your name would appear more times in the raffle. And so I just wanted to ask if you guys could kind of get the word out there.
So how do we where's the link?
So the link's in my bio.
Okay.
I'll put my Instagram handle in the chat. So if you could go on my Instagram and then share the link out, that would be great, and it would really make me happy. So
cool. So the people that watch this recording, say the link, so say it out loud so that they don't, if they're driving or something, they may be able to find it.
Give me a second.
What's your Instagram handle?
So at the _tameable. And then the link is, should I just say like the whole link, like www.
Yep.
www.gofundme.com /F/build -YEME UTM_source. So that's kind of a long
that's
thing.
Okay.
But I will put my Instagram handle there, and then if you could just share that out for me, that would be great. Thank you, guys.
So now that you asked it, you didn't burst into flames. Are you okay?
Yes. I'm fine.
So how do you feel now?
Much better.
And what was it that made you push through the fear?
The fact that it wasn't for me.
Right? But why were you fearful?
I don't know. I just felt like I was selling something. And I know I wasn't, but I was
Well,
like,
wait a second. So this is your secret sauce. Your secret sauce says that whenever you ask for something, you have to sell it.
right.
Right. So when you, and this isn't even for you. Imagine when it's for you. Forget it. You become paralyzed, don't you?
Yes, I
Right.
can't get it for me.
Right. So imagine if you sold somebody, listen all, y'all listen to this. If you sold somebody, if you gave somebody an opportunity to buy into their future, who benefits?
Me and
Yeah.
them.
Okay, but who benefits first?
Me, right?
Hmm? That's why you have an issue. Y'all, if y'all get this right here, your world will change forever. If I talk to you about an opportunity,
Yeah.
what do most people want? Most people will spend their entire life looking for and hoping. That's what they want, hope. Everybody wants hope.
Yeah.
So the people that you're wanting to create this fund for, that this fund has been created for, is they don't know you're creating the fund. They're just what? Hoping you create the fund. They're hoping somebody steps out of their way and creates a fund. You did it. So is the hope over for you?
I don't get it.
Yes. The hope
Hope.
is over. You were hoping to create a fund. You were hoping to be able to share the fund with us.
Yes.
And now there's no longer hope. There's a next level of hope. What's the next level of hope? Now you told us about the fund. What's the next hope? You hope somebody puts money into it.
Yeah.
And then, so now somebody put money into it. What's the next hope? I hope a lot of people put money into it.
Yeah.
And what's the next hope? I hope the money gets to the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's okay? The money's at the money shows up in Yemen. What's the next hope? You see how this continues?
Yeah.
And we're givers of hope. So all we do in our profession is we're fulfilling hope with every breath. Man, I hope Ann calls me. I joined this business and I'm not sure. I'm not going to ask her for help, but I'm not sure what to do next. Ann called me. I hope I talk to somebody today. That's all we can do is give people hope. And now that you asked for it, now that, again, the next level is well, I hope they share it.
Yeah.
See, our business, your secret sauce, all of our secret sauces is to have, how many of us have ever frozen spaghetti sauce? How many of us have ever frozen a sauce because it's like, well, I'm going to need that. The kids are coming home, blah, 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 blah. So if you've ever frozen sauce, what happens if all of a sudden everybody comes running over and it's like, oh, I got to go get the thing of spaghetti, a Ziploc of spaghetti sauce, and you start running it underwater, right? Normally you defrost things by taking it out of the freezer, sticking it in the fridge. But if you really got to hurry it up, you got to have the ingredients to hurry it up. You got to have the frozen bags of your sauce, secret sauce, ready to go. And now, if you grasp, and that every time you have a conversation with somebody, it's to give them hope, to fulfill a need of hope. Isn't that what prospecting is? Why does anybody go digging for gold? Is it so they can hope they get 99% overburdened and waste and stones and dirt and mud and wet? It has nothing to do with the 99%. It has everything to do with the 1% chance or the 0.5% that they're going to find for every 50 pounds of dirt. They're going to find a gram of gold. Our business is dealing with the overburden. Our business is dealing with all of the stones, the mud, the dirt, the sticks, the sharp stones that cut us, the cold water, the water that gets in our boot, the water that splashes in our mouth. And we're like, I just swallowed some. What is it that we want? We can go through all of the stuff. When you realize that people want your secret sauce, that's the only, people want you. People do business with people they know, they like, they trust. How many of us are willing to wear sandwich board, right? The old time movies where the guy wears the walking billboard and he wears what's on the menu today and he's walking around. What are you advertising? What are we all advertising? What is your secret sauce? And when people get through the Ziploc bag and the 17 Ziploc bags and the Tupperware bowl that your secret sauce is in, and they got to unpop this and unzip that because it's hidden a little bit.
Yeah.
They get to know Ann and it's like, ugh, this was so worth it. So might I share with you a way you could present what you presented in a way that that allows you to still feel confident about it?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, everybody. I don't know if you heard about, because listen, I'm going to show you how much I live under a rock. I don't know what happened. Is there something additional that happened in Yemen, or just the standard despair and challenges happening in Yemen, or was there another tragedy in Yemen?
Well, basically it's they're fighting like loads of different things together. So not only just a civil war, but not only corona, but like cholera, malnutrition,
Right.
diphtheria.
So the standard list of evils that show up in that country. So listen, Yemen is close to my heart, and there's a lot of kids who are just absolutely, I know charity begins at home, and I know we've got kids in the UK who are suffering. Here's what I know. I know $5 can change a kid's life over there for probably a month. We're here, it's a meal. And I'm not asking everybody to give a whole bunch of money, but I am asking, can we just help one kid for 1 month? If y'all could agree to that, just making a difference for one child for a month, it's about $5. I've got a link. I've got a GoFundMe. It all goes to this particular charity that I'm kind of in love with right now, and I'm going to do a raffle. I don't know what it's going to be, but anybody who gives $5 or any variations of $5. But would it be okay if today, instead of your Starbucks, we just gave a kid a chance for a month in Yemen?
Wow.
Now, Yemen wasn't on my radar this morning, but kids are.
Yeah.
And to be able to sell the story for kids, it's your Starbucks or Kid Eats for a month. What are you going to do today? I'm just asking you for one Starbucks. That's all I'm asking you for. But to give a kid a chance for a month. Would that be okay? Could I count on you to do that?
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So I say that to say, when you understand your secret sauce, that's how it comes out.
Exactly. I've also like stopped like prospecting.
Okay.
Yeah, because last time when I came on here and I said like I feel like I'm selling something, I still haven't believed that I'm like helping people.
So here's the next level. So I'm gonna put a little scrambler in your head.
Okay.
Every time you say like, you're gonna donate $1 to your charity. Now, you can just say, okay, I'm giving $20 this morning and $20 this afternoon, and you'll save yourself a whole bunch of money until you become aware of how many times you say like. It is a word that fills in space that people do not like to hear. Imagine if rabbit, every time rabbit, I'm talking about something rabbit, and I say rabbit all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I got to stop saying rabbit. And all of a sudden, but let me tell you about the secret sauce. Rabbit, there's 6 areas to the secret sauce. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit.
Wow. Yeah.
It detracts from your message. I don't know what the younger kids say today, but when I hear the word like, it brings me back to, let's see how old some people are, Valley Girl. Right? I saw Dana Scranton giggling and laughing. So I would be, as you have your dialogue, be fully conscious of how many times you say it.
Okay.
Here's the thing about being a professional speaker. See, you're a speaker right now. The difference between what you do and what I do is there's times I get paid. When you become a professional speaker, every word becomes part of the sauce. And imagine if every time you said a particular word, an and ah, or like, you had to add salt into your sauce.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so imagine what it tastes like. Imagine what it hears like if there's 138 shakes of salt in it.
Wow. Ew.
Wow. Ew, ew. Does that help?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask if it hurts because it might hurt a little bit, but does it help?
So do I become conscious of that to then be able to help me come up with a way to talk to people? Is that what you're trying to say?
If you begin the process of becoming consciously aware of the vibrations that leave your mouth,
Yeah.
and that is not one of the vibrations that is continually repeated, your conversations will be dramatically different and the results will be dramatically different with whomever you communicate with, because they will now hear your words without hearing that vibration. It's kind of like a speed bump, and they spill their coffee on them and they can't hear what you're saying on the next words.
Right. Okay.
And a pause is okay to have in your dialogue.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. And again, if you drop your IG in the chat again, that would be great. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I just wanted to speak on Anne, and I just wanted to thank her again. I thanked her yesterday because I saw on her page what she was doing for Yemen, and I just want to because I know we have such an amazing group and family here, but I have I was literally crying when she was bringing up her donation, because I did all of that. I tried 2 years ago. I was posting all the pictures of Yemen, what was going on with the kids, and it seemed like none of my friends cared. And I would get so upset, and I would talk to my friends about it. I'm like, can you guys just repost this for me? And I would ask my friends to do it, and I would get so upset at my friends to the point where I almost wanted to defriend them and stop talking to them because they couldn't even do that. I wasn't even asking for donations. And it just made me so happy that you guys here are so nice, because it's just, I can post a picture of my cat, you know what I mean? And I'll get like so many likes of my cat. And then I post like a link, just, hey, call this number, or just raise awareness for like the kids in Yemen. And like, I'll get like 6 likes. And I don't know, it's just like coming up again, like my feelings from that moment. So I just want Anne, like, if that happens to you, don't let it get you upset, because I just feel like I realize there's just like some people that care about humanity more than others. And some people just care about cats more. Sometimes, I don't know. I'm just getting so sad, but I just want to say thank you, and so much for doing that, because it just means so much to me personally. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm like really sad right now, but happy.
Bless you, Elizabeth. Thank you for sharing your voice.
No, thank you for doing that, and thank you everyone if you guys share it on your social media. Like, literally, like, I feel like I'm on like Anne's team, like, because I already like donate to them like every month. Just, I do it, and I stopped posting because even some of my friends were just like, why are you posting that all the time? It's so sad. I'm like, why are you turning a blind eye? Like, what do you mean? Just call the number, like, help me out. You know, I wasn't even asking for much. I really wasn't. And you can literally go down on my Instagram page. It's still up there. Like, call the government numbers. Just do it. And it's almost similar to like the Black Lives Matter, you know, like people are getting frustrated at us, you know, for, I don't know, they're saying we're turning a blind eye when really, like, you know, we're all helping in different ways. And I get it. People are busy. People don't have money, but I don't know. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's helping out with this matter. I feel like I can breathe now.
Well, and here's the thing. Birds of a feather flock together. Up until this moment, Liz didn't know that part of Anne's secret sauce was her soft spot for Yemen. And then all of a sudden, when you find somebody, you instantly become advocates about something you can go move forward.
Yeah.
If Anne was scared and didn't do what she pushed through, if she didn't share some of her secret sauce, that relationship that just instantly, see, this is the thing about rapport. Rapport is not about how can you have a conversation. Rapport is how deep can your relationship go, so that when the weather comes, it doesn't get lost. It doesn't get blown away. Right now, Elizabeth and Anne have a deeper relationship than maybe the rest of us do, because they found something of deep emotional connection. This is all prospecting is. This is all prospecting is. Anne and Elizabeth could, Anne could say, listen, Liz, can I talk to you later on today? Yes. She won't have it. It doesn't matter what it's about. Now, if she says, I want to talk to you about Yemen and what we could do together about Yemen, we'll go do a live on Instagram together about Yemen. I'm in. She'll forget to feed her kids. The schedule will get changed. This is prospecting. Do you prospect at such a surface level that you don't ever dive into somebody's secret sauce? You don't get to get the family recipe. You just saw family recipes exchanged called Yemen. Yours will be called anything else. I talked to Bob Kane, it's horses. Right? You have all these conversations and it's about things that, what is the connection? Anybody here do anything on Wall Street? You got a connection with Sharon. Right? All of these things. Where'd you live? Oh, I grew up in Ohio. Oh, he's an Ohio boy, a Buckeye boy. That was 30, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. But it's still a connection. See, we're always looking for the connection. Can you spend time? Do you know how to listen for the connections that you might be able to plug into? And unbeknownst to Anne, had Elizabeth fired up, wired up, and ready to absolutely explode by just telling her story. this is secret sauce language. 6 areas, right? The 6 areas of the secret sauce. One of them is what are you good at? Another one is what do you stand for? Another one is what are you against? I'm against kids in Yemen going to bed hungry. Guess what? Those 2 things found each other this morning. That's a perfect example of secret sauceness. But see, you guys call it somebody may call it what's your political opinion. Elizabeth's friends don't see it as secret sauce. They haven't been hungry yet. They haven't starved yet. They haven't slept in their car yet. They haven't gone without food for a day. We got first world problems. I can't get a signal on my phone. Good morning, Dana.
Hey, Sean.
How are you, brother?
Good. Thank you, community, once again. A couple of things I just wanted to mention. I'll go to flip to the second thing I wanted to talk to first, which is for Ann, really. Over the months that we've been on this call, a few times I've shared the definition of an entrepreneur that I use. And that is, an entrepreneur is someone who identifies the needs of people and has the courage, conviction, and resourcefulness to connect them with a means of fulfilling their need. Nowhere in that definition does it say you have to sell something. This cause that she's advocating in Yemen is an entrepreneurial venture. You are identifying the needs of people, and you are bringing forth a resource for those people that you contact, that you have a dialogue with, to connect those people in Yemen with a means of fulfilling their needs. That is a financial contribution from somebody out there in the world. And that's the way business is. There isn't a business on this earth that doesn't operate in that same mode. The difference is whether they realize that's their mission. So as an entrepreneur, you're not selling something. What you're doing is connecting people with a means of fulfilling their needs. You don't have to invent it. You don't have to manufacture it. You don't have to store it in your garage and ship it. It comes from within. It's part of your secret sauce, as John would say. And that secret sauce now goes to the other point I wanted to talk about, which is the word identity. In today's world, identity has suddenly become a very powerful word, and it's part of who you are. And it has occurred to me here recently that identity may in fact either be the catalyst for or the poison in your story. And I just wanted to lob that at Sean, because I know he'll grab a hold of that word and he'll noodle on it, and pretty soon it'll turn into an earth-shaking philosophy and a wave of enthusiasm. So, you know, identity is a powerful thing, and I would ask you to sit down and think today, what is your identity? What do you identify with? And oftentimes that's things that get you upset, like people not responding to your call for a cause. But what is their identity? Is their identity somebody who contributes, or is their identity someone who lays back and basically contributes to what they want to, and that happens to be the local bar, or maybe it's the local sports club? I don't know. It's their identity. And the trick is to find within people's identity the thing that resonates with your cause. And that comes once again down to understanding people's needs and how to connect them with the means to fulfilling it, because everybody has a need to contribute. The trick is, what is it that they feel emotionally engaged to do that constitutes contribution? So anyway, that's kind of heady, and I'm going to hand it back to Sean.
Boom. All right. See ya.
Okay.
Love you, Dana. Appreciate you, brother. And I don't know if y'all realized, if you saw when Dana was driving, not only was he having a conversation with us, but he was backing up his vehicle. Chances are maybe possibly to a trailer or within something. But you see how amazing the brain is? If you weren't watching, if you didn't see his screen, you just heard him speaking along, having an eloquent conversation, somewhat of a very large conversation, all the while doing other things that are habitually part of who he is, backing stuff up and doing things and getting things going. So Dana, when you said identity, the thing that popped into my mind is that identity has a tendency to dent other people. I bang people with who I am. Every one of you bang people with who you are. You leave a mark, right? And sometimes it's a denty. It's a little dent, but it's always the I. Oh, look at the dog. The dog's like, ugh, how long are we going to listen to this? What a gorgeous dog. Identity. The challenge is that most people don't know their own identity. They haven't even dented their own world yet. They keep letting everybody else influence their day. When we say stand up, when we say have a voice, it wouldn't hurt if we had one for ourselves. You see the media sometimes, let's say portray things in a skewed manner, either side. I promise you the kids in Yemen really don't care about anything other than where's my mom, where's my dad? They're both dead. Now what do I do? You ask a child who's going to an orphanage, they really don't care about Black Lives Matter or White Lives Matter or any lives matter. Their world has become very isolated. You ask the wife that's sitting at home today that was beaten last night because her spouse, her boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't have a job and they took it out on them. Protesting really isn't an issue. The identity, the challenge with identity is too many people are handed one and they accept it. How do we enhance that? We give people a chance to have hope again. That's why I love our profession. MLM, me loving more. Mentors leading mentors. Mom laughing with moms. Making lasting money. We can put 1,001 names with it. The only way this all gets better is from love. It truly is. Kids will eat in Yemen very shortly because of some of you on this call will fall in love with the idea of exchanging a Starbucks for a month's worth of food. Part of our social consciousness is charity. The way some people put that create the identity around charity is I grew up in the Catholic Church and 10% tithing. That's in the Bible, tithing. Well, the challenge is people, when they think tithing, they believe they have a responsibility to know how it gets used. All I can tell you is that we know that maybe the money that of the fund, the GoFundMe, is supposed to go to kids. How many of us are shocked when it doesn't? Not saying that fund, but other funds, right? Most of your big household names of charities, 60%, 70% is used for administrative rights. I get it. When the Red Cross needs to fly people there, part of the money I gave, 50 cents of the money I gave is to be able to get somebody on a plane and get them there, to be able to do things. How many of you right now can when you see can go down to a food shelter and give $20? How many of you want to start with Charity Begins at Home? You want to change the identity of the planet? Send out your 3 messages. Send out your 4 messages. Send out 100 thank yous today. You want to impact the world today, right now? Send out 100 messages of gratitude, of joy. Call your friends and tell them thank you. Don't ask them for anything. Tell them thank you. Too many people have lost their identity because nobody has thanked them for being the human being they're supposed to be. We've expected them to be something different. This all changes with gratitude. Well, that's kind of a carte blanche statement. No, it's a fact. This ain't a whim. It's not a wish. It's not a wonder. It changes when you say thank you. How much does it cost you to say thank you to your friends? I mean, really thank them, not surface crap. Now, there's some friends you could send the poop emoji to, and they know you love them. But I'm seriously, listen, charity begins at home. Start with your 15,000 friends on Instagram. Y'all look at how many friends, look at how many people who follow you, and then realize how many people really follow you. Somebody said the other day, Sean, you've got 30,000 followers in social media. I said, no, I got about 8. Yeah, but your numbers say 30,000. That's bullshit. That means nothing to me. Doesn't take care of my family, doesn't put a hot dog on the grill for Father's Day. But I have friends who will come show up at my house on my birthday and take me to lunch. That's family. That's friendship. That's somebody, if I asked for something, they would do it. So how do you build that? How do you create that relationship? Don't be afraid to tell somebody you love them. That's your secret sauce. Do we want to, listen, how many of us have ever gone to a bring your own covered dish? Right? Bring your dish. You go to a thing, and all of this to say, and then everybody gets to share in the buffet. Well, the challenge is that if we had a global buffet right now, see, food does change the world. You start having a cookout, people get excited. You bring mac and cheese, somebody's going, I want the recipe because they put some crunchy on it. They got some kind of crunchies on top. I don't know what it is. But who loves to have a little crunch in their mac and cheese on top? Coleslaw. There's a variety of coleslaws, right? My mom used to make it with mayonnaise and some vinegar and some celery salt. If I could find that recipe, ugh. But isn't that the thing? Somebody goes, oh yeah, I don't like their coleslaw, but it's coleslaw. No, I don't like the way they make it. That's their secret sauce. When you grasp that you have this ability to be in joy, to have this secret sauce flow through you, for an Anne and Elizabeth, I don't think they live next to each other, but they're as close right now on a particular topic than any two people have ever been. And so the identity, how many times do we have a false identity? Not because of who we are, it's because we haven't been loud enough for people to hear who we need to be. This sitting quiet on the sidelines isn't going to work anymore. Not with the noise that's going on out there. And the challenge is sometimes we have a tendency to be afraid to run into the fire. Can you imagine firemen the training that they have to go through. You talk about a why. Now follow me on this. Follow me on this. Or any military or any first responder. But let's talk about fire, where there's the physical thing that sits there. Everybody's trying to run away from the fire. Yeah, they got protective gear. Yeah, they got oxygen, but they're running into the fire. Well, they got to have a big why. Their why is to get home to their family. How big does their why have to be? How big does their secret sauce have to be able to run into a burning building, to fly into the face of the fear, the face of the fire, to go save somebody else in hopes they can come home safely to their family, which is their bigger why? And yet when they get home, because of who they are and the frustration and the family that's home is constantly in a state of fear, there's arguments, there's alcohol involved, there's all of these challenges. It's because people forget to thank them. People forget to really thank our first responders, doctors and nurses. We want to give glory to the people who are out there on the front lines. Teachers. Oh my goodness, they're grooming the leaders of tomorrow. Are there bad teachers out there? Oh, heck yes. Are there some great ones? Absolutely. But because that's not a job everybody's running to, right? When 9/11 happened and people started enlisting again and enrolling and saying, I'm going to stand up for my country. How come there's not a whole list, there's not a line for people to go become a teacher? Do you really want to stand up for your country? Become a good teacher. But since that's limited to a classroom, you want to stand up for your country? Get damn good at network marketing. Wait, what? Wait a minute. We just went from all of this feel good back to business? Absolutely. You want to have an influence over your country? Build a huge ass business. You want to take back control of your social media? Build a big business. You want to take back control of the government that's happening in your business? Be able to donate money. Be able to help put the right people in the right place, to be able to have a voice. Here's the thing. I think I just saw Ann say we just raised 120 pounds. 150 pounds raised. I think that's pretty cool, don't you? I know Ann's feeling it. I'm sure Elizabeth's feeling it. 150 pounds were just raised. That's 150 pounds Ann didn't have to put in, but she got compensated for it because she had the ability to share a story. You want to change the world? Use your voice. Speak from a place that you haven't spoken from before. When we hear Bakumi speak every time she gets on here, whether it was the time we had the ability to grow our relationship deeper, or she gets on here and she can't speak because she's so excited. She's operating at such a high vibration. And to watch the awakenings happening inside of her live. I mean, this is like, what was those? Jim Carrey, Truman? Was that where he was? It was like watching a Truman movie. We all like lean into the camera because we're watching this thing unfold right before us. We're watching the eggs being cooked. Each one of us has a chance to make to help with the identity of the world, the identity of the community, the identity of your race, the identity of your religion, the identity of your family, the identity of your community. You can put a dent in this world. How many of you know the story of the starfish? Right? The storm comes, all the starfish are up on the shore. And this little boy is throwing the starfish back in. This guy comes walking by and goes, "Kid, what are you doing?" He goes, "I'm saving the starfish." He goes, "Look at them all. You can't possibly save them all. You can't make a difference." He picks up one, throws it in. He goes, "I made a difference for him." We can all make a dent. And when you get to understand your secret sauce, when you listen, I promise you, hey, Ann, if you can come back on, do you feel more sure now than you did when you asked the question before?
Hey, Sean. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm so happy, you guys. Honestly, thank you so much to everyone that has donated. I'm literally going crazy right now. Wow. I did not think I would get that kind of reaction.
So now let's go back to that statement. Which
statement?
part of you didn't think that?
The old story.
Yeah. Now, what would you have to say, Ann, right now? What would you have to feel inside if you say, "Listen, I would like us to double that before the call ends"?
Oh, wow. I mean, I would love to.
Okay. Right. But here's my point. Is it important enough?
Yes, of course.
So then say it.
I would really appreciate you guys.
Let's double that before the call's over.
Let's double that before the call is over.
Do you see? Listen, it's hard for us to even ask for help for somebody else. How the heck are we going to ask for help for ourselves? You get it? Let's double it. Let's make it 300 pounds before the call's over.
Wow.
So just know this. I'll put in 50 pounds. So
thank
whatever else, I can't do it right now because I'm on the call. I mean, I'm doing this, but I'll go. And so you keep track of that and you watch the numbers. And
Okay.
let's have our own little Jerry telethon right now.
Yes, thank you so much, Sean. Oh, wow.
But see, if we don't ask, if there's not, now we're marshaling people to have an identity that they get to go back. There's 28 people on here. They get to go back this afternoon and say, "You know what? I get on my mentorship call every day, the Daily Awakening, and today we had a telethon for Yemen. Today we had a telethon for Yemen." Out of the blue, somebody said, "Hey, listen, I could you maybe if I put up my thing, could you maybe donate some funds?" Now, I'll do it like Jerry did. We're going to be on here till we get to 300 pounds.
Wow.
This is what we get to do. We get to make big claims. We get to reach out there and we get to go have joy. We get to go. So here's the thing. Would you send all the money back if we got to 280 pounds?
No.
No. If we don't set the goal big enough, if we don't inspire people big enough, see, the goal right now is 300 pounds. What's the goal when we have a conversation with a prospect? For them to believe. Could you imagine if we're having a telethon every time we sit down with a prospect, whether it's on a Zoom, face-to-face, wherever it is, we're having a telethon for them to believe enough to show back up for next year's telethon or the next event. You see why I say I'll see you where? At the next event. This telethon for Yemen is the next event inside of an event.
Wow.
This is my secret sauce. I always look at everything as an event.
I don't know why I find it so hard to even just talk to people about network marketing. I don't know. Like, I know I keep saying it's selling, and I know it isn't because I'm going to help someone with their
It
financial
is
situation.
selling. It is selling. What's the definition of selling? Like Dana gave that a brilliant definition of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Let me give you Zig Ziglar's brilliant definition of selling. What is selling?
The transfer of energy.
Transference of enthusiasm.
Oh,
And when you spoke about Yemen, weren't you a little enthusiastic?
yeah.
You sold 150 pounds worth. When Elizabeth came on, was Elizabeth a little enthusiastic about Yemen?
Yeah,
Did she probably help to raise some of that 150-pound funds?
definitely.
Hmm.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
This is what happens when we tell the story of the team. This is network marketing at its finest right now. The two of you became a network that's not us, a network we're looking to pay to get into through a donation. And now your network determines the size of your net worth. This is perfectly, this is networking 101 at the nth degree. Pretty amazing, isn't it, when we sit and look at it? This is so when you tell your story about your business, you're telling it about you. Tell it about the bigger picture. What if you say, listen, I've partnered with a company that allows me to take some of the proceeds from my company and donate it to Yemen. Would you like me to help? Would you like to join me to help go feed kids in Yemen?
Wow. Yeah.
As opposed to, I work in Forex and trading, and we've got this super duper amazing back office that really inspires you and allows you to lose your money effortlessly and make some money effortlessly as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm like, I can't wait for the Secret Sauce event, because I genuinely, like, when you even talked about Secret Sauce, I was like, what is that? Like, I just don't know what mine is. Like, I sit there and I think, I'm like, what am I good at?
Well, we
Like,
just found part of it, right?
yeah, of course. Like, you
But
know,
it's
like,
and that's always been there. And this is the challenge with people not understanding their secret sauce. And when we have a voice that's too small, it's because we're not using our secret sauce.
yeah.
Y'all have heard Heather Love speak a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I can promise you this. When she gets her fired up and a couple of tears start coming down, get out of the way. She's just absolutely on fire. When you come out of a Colombian prison and told you can't have children, and then all of a sudden have a couple more, you find the guy whose last name is Love. He's not supposed to have children because he had a vasectomy, and all of a sudden reverses it so that they can go have it. Tell me that's not a little bit of a secret sauce special going on right there.
A very smart woman told me recently that I am writing my happy ending every day.
Yep.
Ooh. That's actually really nice. I'm going to write that down.
And yesterday, when I was in the garden, I had a little epiphany. Like, I have this superpower, I guess, or this special sauce that I have a way of making things pretty.
And there's the enemy.
in my I fix people's hair and make them look nice in my garden. Like, I just things look better for some reason. And when she sent me that message, it was actually a thank you. I was sending a thank you to Angel Fletcher, that's who it was, and just thanking her for being, you know, a motivation in my life and me allowing me to watch and learn and grow. And she told me that, you know, I'm writing my happy ending every day. And it is so true, because so much was stolen from me and so much was taken from me. And the cards that were dealt to me from the very beginning were never good. And I've made a way to create my happiness. Now, it's not always easy. There's always struggle. End of the day, I have never allowed someone else to tell me what my life has to be. I've rebelled against it all. And I'm kind of winning.
And so why are you winning now versus not winning before?
Because I have people like you in my life who have pushed me or allowed me to use the thing that I thought was destructive or would hold me back or would be another obstacle. And I've learned to use that for my good. I've learned to, instead of run from these things that were horrible and hurt and cause pain when I think about it and talk about it, I've learned to it's a different perspective, right? Like I've always known that I could do things that other people couldn't. Like I could withstand things. I've always known that I've been a bit stronger, but I've been afraid to speak on things that people would judge me for, because that was, I guess, one of the biggest things for me. Like I was worried about, hey, you guys, I was worried about, you know, being judged or people using that. They can only use them against me if I allow them to. Like it is something bad that happened to me, but because of this bad thing, I have a different outlook on life. I have a different perspective. I know how to relate with people who have been through horrible things. I know what it's like to be down and out. I also know what it's like to strive and fight for the things that you want. Like being a mom is no huge goal. Most women, or not most, lots of women want to have children. There's lots of women who can't have children. So that I felt like was the biggest and greatest thing that I could ever do. After everything that I had been through, I just wanted to be a good mom. And to be in the worst circumstance of my life that I could ever imagine, to be told that even in that circumstance, now when you get out, you're not going to be able to have more children. You're not going to get a second chance. You just got to work with what you got. Like I was not willing to just accept that. I even while I was there, I didn't think, you know, love was even something that I wanted. It was just building a family. It was just getting the opportunity to get back what was stolen from me. Like I had this child waiting for me, and the biggest thing I ever wanted to do was be a good mom, and I left him. It wasn't on my own choice. Like I didn't do these things knowingly, but still I left him. He was mine. He didn't have anybody else. And the only person he ever had in his life that was stable and consistent was me. And I left him for 3 years. So that was my thing. I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted to come home and do these things. I wanted to make up. And for a long time, that's what I thought I was doing. I was making up for the time that was missed. But in those 3 years that I was gone, I was journaling, I was writing, and I was doing things that I didn't know that were benefiting me. I didn't know that writing down the horrible things that I was experiencing would be like etching these things in my mind to know that these are the things that I'd lived through. These are the things that I want to accomplish. These are the things that I want to do with my child, and the safety of a home and the security of just being, I don't even know. I don't know. But after I did these things that they told me that I couldn't, it just fueled me. It just gave me more clarity. It just pushed me even more. And now I think I hate saying that I struggle with the business. I was getting paid for doing nothing almost for so long, right? But I wasn't accomplishing the things that I was watching all these other people do, right? And I'm sitting in the shadows. I'm sitting in the back of the room, up for things, but I'm being quiet. And I was watching people who I felt like, okay, that didn't go, that hadn't been yet, completely changing their life, couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand what they knew that I didn't know. And I got up the nerve. I've learned to protect myself. So I created a bubble, and I only let certain things in. I only let certain people in, and I only did enough that. And the day that I, kind of a test, right? Like, okay, let's see if this can really work. Let's see if I'm side of this. Oh, even know Sean, but like I've allowed this uncertainty of things because I am ever to make this business life. And this time I'm going to be damned if I just sit back and continue to watch. Like, I know that this can work. I know that this can be these more than ever.
Your signal's cutting out, my love.
And
So we'll let that signal get back together here in just a second. Sharon, let's go to Sharon in Vegas. Heather, we'll come back to you. Your signal was just cutting in and out. Let's go to Sharon.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I realize with Anne being as brave as she was this morning, that I'm going to be a little brave too. I don't know how many of you realize this, but I've had this relationship, this spiritual battle going on most of my life, and I couldn't even use what I called the G word forever, and it was probably 70s that I started really being on purpose about looking for that. And it was only 2 years ago that I got baptized. And my world completely changed. Talk about identity. I felt like I'd lost the floor of who I thought I was. So, and I didn't know how to integrate that. And I'm so grateful for Rhonda and Sean. Just thank you, Jesus. This is where you belong to get that together. So Sean sent me a book called Two Chairs by a guy named Bob Bodine, which is about having a conversation with Jesus. And I've gotten, it's like really turning everything over to Jesus was completely different for me to do. And I don't understand I really don't understand how it's so completely transformed my life. And so I've been wrestling with wanting to write this book about what happened and the transformation. Well, after I read Two Chairs and I, go back and forth and my dilly-dally with Sean, I started having this conversation. I went back to my, and I've been having a conversation every morning with Jesus. And I mentioned it on my team the other day, and one of my teammates, God bless her, good old Delia, who loves me and who I adore, said, "Oh, I sent out 36 invitations to people to hear your journal." And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought, well, let's be bold and brave. And I put it on Facebook that anybody who wants, I'm going to get on a Zoom at 10 o'clock, which is a couple of hours from now. And with whether it's just me and Delia or anybody else, and share some of this journal that I've been writing. And it's not all about business, but it's about getting out of my own way to allow myself to create the kind of business I want. So, and I put this post out last night, and like no one saw it. No one, I mean, like 2 people even saw it, I think. And I'm sitting here going, well, did Facebook just block it because I used the word Jesus? I don't know what happened. But anyway, I just thought if there's anybody who wanted to jump on my Zoom at 9 o'clock, let me know, and I'll give you
9 o'clock Vegas time.
no, 10 o'clock Vegas time.
10
Excuse me.
o'clock Vegas time.
10 o'clock Vegas time. That's 11 Mountain, 12 Central.
So where is it? So it's so how many hours from now? Let's just say it's the top of the hour. We're 7 minutes away. From
At the top of the hour, it'll be 2 hours from now.
okay.
2 hours
And how do
from
they
now.
get the link?
I can you can PM me in Facebook, or you can if you want, I can put it right here.
You can drop it in the chat.
Okay, I can drop it in the chat. And you always know that the last few numbers of it are the numbers in case you can't copy and paste the whole thing.
Right.
I'll pull it up and I'll put it in the chat. But I just wanted to invite, I'd love the support. It's funny that because it just feels very personal. This is like a personal, intimate conversation.
It is. And I got to tell you, when she's read these journals to me, it's as if you're reading a theologian's book. The responses that come back. Now, she's sitting there and there's an empty chair across from her. This is inside the secret sauce coming out of her. This is downloads. This is whatever you want to call it, right? If she were to say this back in the 1700s, there'd be guys on horses with pitchforks and torches running to get her and tie her to a stake somewhere because they go, she's insane.
I am.
We all are. So yeah, drop the link in the chat, Sharon. And I got to tell you, it will be powerful conversations because part of a good book, part of a good dialogue is that you wish you were in it. A good movie makes you want to be part of it. These writings and this is her handwriting in her journal as she asks a question. And this is the response she gets back. This is the response that flows to her and through her. And it's pretty amazing to hear the dialogue. And then the dialogue that ensues from that is pretty cool too.
Well, and one of the things last night I was saying, oh, well, everybody doesn't want to hear everything here. So I was reading it from the beginning to mark what excerpts I should do. And I thought, you know what? It's people either like it or they won't like it, but I couldn't really excerpt it because part of the strength of it for me is my own vulnerability with Jesus, and so if I only share the so-called good parts, then then you're missing some of the secret sauce. By the way, I went to do that on my phone and it needed numbers I didn't have in my head, but I will go in there and do something, Anne.
Hey, Ann, where's Ann at?
We're just seeing the building.
I'm here.
Do you see the screen? I know you posted it in the chat.
Yes, I know. I'm so happy. I'm literally going to cry as soon as this call ends.
Why wait?
No, I'm not doing it on camera.
Do you see what happens when you ask?
Yes,
You see what happens when you ask your community?
yeah.
The challenge most of us have in network marketing is we don't have we're building the wrong community.
Ooh.
We're building a community of I get, you give, and maybe you'll get later.
Mm.
When you build a community of give, 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 and it's okay to receive, give, 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 it's okay to receive. You just did this, Anne.
Oh no, I'm in shock.
You did this. And you were happy with 150.
I know. Wow. Honestly, guys, thank you so much. Honestly, you have really given me this courage to like keep going, stepping up and helping people in the world. So honestly, like I might have put the page up, but you guys not only donated money, but like have given me the courage to do more things like this. So
And I never ever post other people's stuff on my page. I don't want to dilute the energy of it or whatever else it is, but I posted your thing on my page. I share it.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Honestly, that means a lot. Wow.
We'll probably get the same 2 people that saw mine, but
So this is what happens. So now here's the other side of this. Here's the humanity side to this. How many of you that are part of what's going on, donation or otherwise, this isn't about embarrassing anybody to donate, not donate, congratulate those that donate. Listen, we're independent of those that even donated. But how many of us feel good to watch something good happen? That's the part I want you to flow into. How many of you feel good about watching something good happen right in front of you? This is what Mother Teresa said. You want to have you want to invite me to a march against war? I ain't going. You want to invite me to a march for peace? I'm there all day long. You want to invite me to a conversation where somebody goes, hey, can I ask for something? Sure. Does this have anything to do with me, the Daily Awakening? Oh, hell yes. This is my responsibility. This is my responsibility. My ability to respond. We're part of something good right now. We're part of something good right now. And being a part of something good right now makes us, all of our days, a little bit better, a little bit brighter, a little bit more energetic, a little bit more fun-filled. This is the secret sauce. This is what happens when people get together and they start sharing their secret sauce. When it comes up with a recipe, it's like, damn, that's good. And how many of us, now this is a little self-fullness. How many of us are feeling pretty happy right now because we get to make Anne feel better than she thought possible? How many of us get to feel a little bit better watching Anne giggle and watching her like we're like putting the air in the tire like in a cartoon and she's going whoop, 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 whoop. See, here's the thing. How many of us donated? Think about this. Think about this. How many of us donated because Anne asked? We knew there were issues probably in Yemen. I know when I hear Yemen, it's not the Shangri-La that people are dying to get to. And it's like, as soon as the airlines open up, I'm heading to Yemen. But some of us donated because Rob said it best, help the misfit magic spread into the world. This is misfit magic that's happening right now. Y'all are a part of this. And here's how you market you. Here's how you market you. I was part of a call this morning that was starting to raise money for Yemen, for Kids for Yemen, to help with this charity. And this amazing soul came on from the UK. I'm in Serbia. I'm in Dallas, Texas. And she came on from the UK and asked. And because she asked on our call, 370 pounds were raised. And it's because these people from all around the world, all around the community, and then somebody else who they may know each other from business, but she got absolutely wildly emotional and was just saying, my friends won't do this, but now you guys are doing it. Oh, Anne's getting ready for the photo shoot. She's getting ready for the... She's like, okay, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMills. Look what we did today. Gigi, you got your hand up, my love.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi. How are you doing, Sean?
Outstanding, my love.
Good. Okay. So yesterday, I kind of had like an awakening, I guess, or an aha moment. I don't really know what to just call it as. But I was like sitting down and I was eating. And like the thought came into my mind about like the whole personal development type, profession.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I find myself naturally drawn to it, like naturally attracted to it.
Sure.
And then the thought came in my head was like, I want to do the stuff that like Tony Robbins does or Marissa Peters or Mel Robbins, like all those things. Like, I'm like, I want to do that. But then I'm like, you can't do that behind closed doors. You have to let people see you and you have to let people know you. And then I'm like, why is it so hard for me to let people see me?
Because you want to know the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not being true. You can't be a Tony Robbins or the other name you mentioned.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't know.
I know I can't be that, but I'm like, part of me like wants to do something along those lines.
Right. So what do they do that you can do?
Share information.
Mm-hmm. And what's the difference between what they're doing and what you're doing?
They're doing it.
Hey, yeah, baby.
I'm like shaking now.
Uh-huh.
I'm like shaking.
Yeah, but that's how it happens when you talk with me. So how do you start?
Start.
Yep. And here's what I would, as a public speaker, I'm going to give you public speaking training right now.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with 30 vignettes. Vignettes are 3 to 5 minute stories that you have. Once you come up with the stories, you can easily fill the topics in. How many times have you heard me talk about Paulo Coelho's book, Manuscript Found in the Craw? The scars you carry are stronger than the sword that made them.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden, I get to use that because I know that story. I know the story about the Copt and the war that's raging on the outside. And they say, but what if we lose? The scars you carry are stronger than the sword that made them. And I always reference where I got it from, because otherwise people think I'm the genius. They need to know that I've invested my time to learn from other geniuses.
I'm like, I find myself coming up with like ideas for videos, but it's the taking the action. Like even like the video that you told us to make in the secret sauce. I'm like, I still can't do it. And I'm just like, well, I can do it. Don't say that. But it's like, every single time I try to bring myself to do it, it's like,
So, and you have an amazing secret sauce. And you're talking, listen, you're talking to this. You're not even standing in front of us.
It's crazy. But I'm like, I can talk to you guys, but it's like, ugh. being vulnerable in other spaces is like hard.
Why?
I think it, oh, see, now I'm about to start crying again. But I feel like it goes back to the caring about if people accept me, but then I'm like, I know that other people's opinions of me aren't my problem. It's not my business. It only matters what I think of myself.
Yeah, but so how many of you believe that statement? It's a true statement. How many of you believe that statement? It's not, it doesn't matter what other people say about me. It matters what I say about me. So you ready for the big aha kick in the pants?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you letting say about you what you say about you? That's what today's conversation is. Who puts the ingredients in your secret sauce? Does Gigi love Gigi?
I do.
Yeah. So then what's the problem with doing a video?
I don't know. I feel like it's the other voice in my head.
It's the subconscious. It's the other 70,000 freaking thoughts a day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where when you decide, listen, Anne's still freaking out, but Anne's pretty in a high right now. And now, Anne, let me let you in on a little secret. There's going to be a low that's going to pop into this. I'm not trying to promote the future, but there's going to be a part of you going, I asked him to do it. Do I deserve to give this money? Do I deserve to be the funnel that allowed this money to get to Yemen? Gigi, if you do your video, what happens? If you do your video in the secret sauce, what happens?
I can do more.
No, what happens when you do, let's stay here. If you put your video and you hit click and send and it uploads and it shows up in the secret sauce, hey, this is, I'm me. What happens?
When people see me.
Right. And now people see you, how do you feel?
Seen.
How could you be seen? You're not sitting there watching them. You're not sitting in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
You see what happens? We post it, and then we're so worried about what people are going to say. We don't even know who's going to see it. What do you hope they say?
I would say good things, but
okay. What are you afraid they're going to say?
Well, I know they're not going to say anything bad, but it's that fear.
How do you know? Then why are you waiting?
I don't know.
Yeah, but see, that's the story we tell at a conscious level. What's happening at a subconscious level?
This is what I've been like battling with for like some time, because I made that like first but I made that first IGTV video, and part of me only made it because Nano had challenged me to do it, and I'm like, yeah, but it kind of stems from the addiction to approval of me wanting his approval, which is why I did the video, because he challenged me. But it's like, why can't you just do it because you want to do it?
So Bob Proctor would say, do the thing until you don't have to do the thing anymore. And do you know what that statement means?
No, not really.
So do the thing until you don't have to do the thing. Do it until you want to do it. So if you were to start the video, how would you do the video right now? Look in your camera and give me a video.
See, this is in front of a live audience. This is different.
Well, but you said you could talk in front of a live audience. You could talk to us.
Oh. Well,
I love you. Just going by what you told me.
I mean, because I can have normal conversations with you guys, but this is like.
So here's the difference.
Acting.
Well, you're not acting, but that's the story. See, there's the story. See, when I get up here, do you think I'm acting?
No, you're just being you.
I'm just being me. I've tried to be other people. Anybody that was at the ANMP last year saw it at its most unbelievable. I got out there and I would get excited. My voice would crack and all of this stuff. I'm like, what is going on? It's because I was in a suit and tie. I knew the words. I know the people. I know how to move people. I know how to move audiences. This was not, and I wasn't even being translated. I didn't have to speak a sentence and wait for it to be translated. I didn't have to worry about my words, whether they were being translated or not. But my words kept breaking and kept cracking because I was out of my element, and it was my clothes. As soon as I went back to my loud shirts and loud shoes and everything else, and I changed, I literally brought my entire wardrobe down, and I was changing in the green room. I was back in my element, baby. So what would you want me to know about you?
I don't know.
Hi, everybody. My name's Gigi, and I want to tell you a little bit about me. I've had kind of the life that most people have had, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads. I've held on to things much longer than I should have, and I'm excited to be here in the secret sauce because I get to get up with this guy every morning and have a conversation with him and ask him questions. And now I realize we're actually going to dive into something extraordinarily deeper. We're going to go at a level that I thought we were at a deep level, but he throws these little nuggets out every now and then when we have a conversation, and he takes people like to where the light doesn't even get into the ocean that deep. And we just kind of skip over those things. I'm excited to be here inside of the secret sauce to learn more because I got some sauce I want the world to know about. Maybe. I'd have to get curly hair and
But that's like me thinking about, I can't even describe my own self.
right. That's why I want the video. And this is what happens in our business.
Mhm.
This is why we get questions. Well, how much money do you make?
Mhm.
I used to get those questions. Do you think I get those questions now? No, because everybody assumes I make a whole bunch of money.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Gigi, how are you? I don't know if it's gonna help you. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a public speaker per se, but I do talk. I have the guts to go out there. I started in 2016, and I was taught by a good coach, the Meltons, to speak about things that gave me joy or things that I was against. And it took forever for me to get on camera until something happened in Miami that I was like totally against it. And that passion made me go in Messenger, do the video, and share with my family. It's a terrible video, but I was present and I spoke my truth. So what I can say to you is, don't think of how you're gonna go on camera. Just go on camera and ask God to put in your mind and lips what it is that you're about to say, because you have something great to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Hope it helps.
So Gigi, here's the key. Have you ever done a PowerPoint presentation in front of a room?
Yes.
Okay. And what kept you on track?
The PowerPoint.
Yes. So make a PowerPoint on your phone. Are you on your phone right now or a laptop?
I'm on my iPad.
Okay. So go make a PowerPoint presentation, right? Whatever it's on PowerPoint. I use it. I forget what it's called, but use that on there and literally make a PowerPoint to introduce you and click the slides and be looking at the camera. Don't have to make it difficult. You don't have to try to memorize it all. You don't try to be like me. So you could give me a topic right now and I could give you a 3-minute introduction to it. You're not like me. I'm not like you. I can't have the beauty that you have. So I got to have, right? What's the thing? Dazzle them with brilliance or baffle them with the other thing? I sometimes got to do the baffling because I ain't got all the dazzle and the brilliance. But what I do have is my energy and my smile. So here's what I would do. Here's your homework. Every chance you think about it, start practicing because you have to rewire the brain. And you're doing what's called neuroplasticity. You're rewiring the brain. Just without the camera on, start talking around the room and do an introduction to yourself.
See, and the funny thing is I do that.
Yeah, you don't do it well enough. Follow me. That's an old story. I'm not going to let it slide. If you did it well enough, could you do the video?
Yeah.
Then you're not doing it well enough. See, we lie to ourselves. Does anybody else lie to themselves?
Hey, Sean, can I say something?
What's that?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Ever since I came here, I was just like Gigi, really, really shy. Didn't want to come on the camera, but you know what? I think it was back in May 1st. I just started, every time I'm cooking, I just make a video, turn on my camera, and send it to my friends and family. Just naturally. Hey, welcome to my kitchen. I'm making bakes. I'm doing saltfish. I just started talking just to get out of my shyness.
That's awesome, Samantha. That's amazing. And Gigi, I would do that. Send me a video. You're, I don't know, combing your hair. You're out by the pool, whatever it is. Here's where it gets worse. Is when we don't start. Here's what I know. If Daniela was on here, she said, I did about 40 videos before I sent the one in. I'm like, why? Let us see you in your raw and real and natural and just goofiness. Because that'll have more connection. But what Samantha is saying is absolutely true. Start.
Sean, can I also say something?
Sure.
So Gigi, like literally every time Sean was like, do a live, do an Instagram video, I kept blaming like, I'm a teacher, I don't want my students to see my videos. I did it for Yemen, I did it for Black Lives Matter, like it wasn't an issue. But I did start with, if you have Snapchat, there's filters on there. So I don't like people, like when I'm talking about something real, I found it at first very uncomfortable. So I used to put a filter on there and just talk. And then I would save those videos. Then I would also like maybe put on makeup and do my hair. And then that gave me the confidence, like Sean had confidence with his bright clothes. Mine was like doing my hair, my makeup, and then doing a video, and that would help me. And then I would save those and I would just watch those, and then I'd be like, oh, that's not that bad. And then I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll post it. Then post it, but don't look at the likes, don't look at the comments, nothing. Just post it and let it be, and then come back to it like maybe like a day or 2 days from now, and just be like, oh, I did it. Like that's something I've achieved. Now I'm going to give myself a treat. I don't know if that helps, but that's what I did.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask the 23 people that are here. If you think you would love to hear a video from Gigi, if you think that if she did a video about anything, do you think it would be a fun video to watch? Drop a yes in the chat if you Ain't no pressure that better than peer pressure. Ain't no pressure better than peer pressure. Gigi, so the things that you want to do, the secret sauce is what builds the bridge from where you are to where you want to go. Start, do it. Send them to me. Just send it to me privately.
Sean, may I?
You may.
Thank you. Gigi, what are you thinking right now?
Part of me is like, what is it? Like it's something, but I don't know what it is.
No, what are you thinking right now? Talk to me. What are your thoughts? What's in your mind right now?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Just you and I have a conversation. What what is on your mind right now?
I feel like it's all just stemming back to the not believing that I'm good enough. I'm not good enough for people to want to watch me or hear what I have to say.
How many people does it take to make an impact?
This one.
So what people are you talking to? What people are you wanting to talk to? You only have to talk to one person. How would you describe yourself? Give me 3 words that would describe you.
I'm goofy. I think I'm hilarious. I do. And I have like an inviting energy.
So tell me something you've done that's goofy. Why do you say you're goofy? Give me an example.
I mean, normally, well, I've been by myself a lot lately, but when I am around people, I always make people laugh. And I make myself laugh all the time. But
This
it's
is
just, God.
This is a video right now. You're doing a video right now. All you have to do is talk. Don't make it more than what it is. So many times when I do makeup videos, and 99% of the time, I talk about what's on my mind, what's bothering me, what isn't bothering me. Just talk to yourself. It's a start. It's a good place to start, to just, because we are all such deep thinkers. I think it's good for us to, my first few videos in particular is like, what do I say? Who do I say it to? I'm only talking to one person other than myself. But seriously, if you just focus that you and I are, but just imagine me sitting there on the other side of your phone or on the other side of your pad, and you and I are just having a conversation. Just talk to me. See how simple that can be? That's why I asked you when I started this, what's on your mind? Just talk to me. And give the 3, just ask people, what 3 words would you use to describe yourself? Here's mine. And I think that's an awesome place to start. Sean can help out here, but if you need to introduce yourself, just describe yourself in 3 words and give an example. And you just did it. You just did that. Once you do it, it's over. The first one is done, and they get better from there. Don't worry about the likes, the comments, because as long as one person sees it and watches it, it doesn't matter whether they like it, love it, make a comment or not. You've done your job. You have done your job.
Gigi, how would you like to be? Your goal is to be wildly successful, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And would you say if you were in the 3% club, that would be a good club to be in, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be in the 3% club in the secret sauce community?
Yeah.
Do a video. I don't care if it's you giving a cat a bath and everybody screaming and hollering, because at least you've got a video up, because out of the 60 people that are in the community, less than 1% have done the video. So just like Ann stepped out and stepped up, and all of a sudden now there's 450 pounds raised, you can step out, step up, and you're in the 1% club, my dear. Now, that's easy to say. It's like still got to overcome the fear. Just make believe you're making the video like Michelle said. Make believe you're making the video to her, to me. Hey, Sean, here's my video. Not sure what to say. Love you. I'm sure I'll say more later on. Bye. Here's where your trepidation comes in. Is you're being responsible for me, for the listener, versus to the listener. The way you described yourself is responsible to me. You're worried whether they like it or not, or whether they're going to say something about it, or whether it's good enough. That's being responsible for me. You can't be responsible for me. You can only be responsible to me, to the listener, to the audience.
And we all know what fear is, false evidence appearing real. Let's imagine, Gigi, let's imagine. What if someone made a comment and said, this is the worst video I've ever seen anyone do? What if someone said that? Is that your fault? Is that on you or on them?
It's on them.
So if you imagine the worst thing possible, you're going to live through it. You know it's their mind, their mindset problem. Isn't that the worst that's going to happen? And you even said, well, nobody's going to say that anyway. So, you know, no one's going to say it. Excuse me. But even if they did, they got bigger issues than you do by doing the video. And your biggest critics are always going to be the ones not doing videos. Who are they to judge you and tell you how to do it? They don't even have the braveness to do it. Your biggest critics are going to be those that know nothing about it. And so what if they were to say it? Because you're going to put a big old smile on your face going, they got problems today. I feel sorry for them.
Gigi, how would you feel if it was done?
I feel happy.
Okay. So is that a different state than you're in right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So get to Happy Land. And who's the one that's going to be your biggest supporter when you do it?
Myself.
And who else?
Oh, you guys.
Yeah. This is all part of it. This is literally all part of it. That's why I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Because your voice needs to be heard. Listen, I hope you all understand this. I don't teach this outside of my community, my business. Because if I teach this outside of my business, there's a part of me that used to say, yeah, but now everybody's going to know how to find their secret sauce. You know what's going to happen? And then I finally got to the point to where it's like, I can't keep this a secret anymore. It's got to go out to the world. Because I'm in the business of building people. The other part of it is that when people start to learn their secret sauce, do you know how unimportant sometimes uplines become when you know your secret sauce? You start to control your own destiny. You start to control your own marketing and your own messaging. It's a pretty awesome thing. So now, do you remember the 3 questions I asked Gigi? Do you remember question number 3? Can I take you out of your uncomfortable feeling?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one I have to work on now.
I feel like I have like thoughts running through my head. I don't know if I should do more or not. but it just kind of stems back to the fact that why do I have this fear of people seeing me when all I want is people to see me for who I really am, not who they think I am.
I don't know if RBP's around. I mean, I know she's here, but I'm not sure if
I'm here. I'm
I-
here. I'm just changing clothes and getting ready. I'm good. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So what would you say about doing videos? And from the time that I said, well, post that, and you're like, I ain't gonna post that, do a video. I ain't doing a video. What would you say to our little Miss Gigi?
Well, I would start with send it to Sean, send it to me. Brandon, and I don't know if Brandon's is on the call this morning. Brandon's now doing videos more often on Instagram, if you haven't noticed. Brandon sent me, I don't know how many videos at first, and he'd send them to me, and he'd tell, he'd go, okay, what do you, tell me about it. What do you think? And I would help him go through, tweak this, change that, look up, and we were able to just kind of walk him through it and get him over the fear of doing a video. So I would say start there. If Sean says send it to him, you can send it to him, you can send it to me. And we can, out of love, encourage you and help you and tweak things. And you will at least get over the fear of pressing the button. There is an event on Facebook that Sean and I and our group are doing, and it's doing my video. Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear the audio or no?
No, because she's talking about the 14-day challenge with Ray Higdon.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, hang on just a second, please. So I did the 14-day challenge last year. I would encourage you to look into doing that. The reason I was because it made me accountable to do the videos, and a lot of times it's easier to show it for somebody else than it is for ourselves. And when we have somebody going, nope, you've paid for this and you got it, come on, because Sean and I will be in that group. Sharon will be in that group. I don't know who on here that might be in that group, but that helped me so much. Just push send, just push upload. And all you've got to do, people will fall in love with you instantly, especially if you get on there and just go, I'm scared, don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to press go. If you go back on my Instagram, probably this time or a little earlier last year, that's what I literally did to get out of my way is I went live and I told everybody I'm going live and I'm scared to death and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. And it helped so much because everybody came to the rescue, and I asked them basically to rescue me, and everybody loves to rescue people. And you'll get this influx of help and support, and it'll be the courage you need so you can kind of work off of borrowed courage for a while and then be able to step into your own. You have everything you need. You're scared to death to show people who you really are because you have a bit of an addiction to approval. I had a huge one, like far more than you ever dreamed about having. And the only way to get through hell, if that's hell for you, to just keep walking. And it'll be a great lesson for you to just keep walking because there's going to be days that you're going to go through another hell and you just got to learn to keep walking. So I don't know if that helps you. That was basically what Sean told me, which was, you can, if you like where you are, then remain there. And if you don't, then you've got to make a move. You've got to make some sort of change to get to a different place. And that means doing something new. So I feel in my heart, you're ready for it. And I feel in my heart, I would love for everybody that I know to meet the Gigi that I know and to be blessed by her sweet, gentle voice and her Haitian charisma and her love that she has for people, no matter who they are, no matter what they look like, no matter what age they are or anything. We need more people like you showing up. We need to drown out the voices that do have an opinion in a negative way with people that don't have, that have an opinion, love backing it, and they want to support everybody and lift everybody. So we need you, and we need you to rise up. And I'm old enough to be your mama by all means. I need you to rise up so when my daughter sits at your age, she has someone like you in her life to be able to look at and go, my mom knows Miss Gigi, and I really like Miss Gigi. If she can do it, I can do it. So I need you to show up for her, and I need you to show up for me, because my belief in myself wanes, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. And when you show up, it makes me go, dadgummit, if Gigi can do it, I can do it again. So here I go. So if you need somebody to hold your hand and lock arms with you, I'm here. You've got my cell phone. You've got all my platform connections. You press send, I'll watch it, and we'll giggle about it, and we'll talk about it. And if you want some really good fun laughs, get on Facebook and go to my Facebook a year ago and take a peek, and you'll giggle all the way and go, oh my gosh, at least I'm not that bad. Yeah, it'll blow you over. So that'll give you lots of encouragement and courage. And all else, at the end of the day, you're loved. You're loved whether you do it or not. You're loved. We just want people to see you and feel the love that you give us back. I love you.
I love you too.
You're good. You're good. And that might be your video right there. Right there. You just get on and you shed a tear of oh, I don't know what to do. Help me.
I'm going to have a video to teach you how to shed tears.
I can do that really well.
Start right there.
Then do it, girl, do it. Show us how to cry. Show us how to shed them tears.
Oh, by the way, Gigi.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you all. Thank you.
I absolutely love you. You're gorgeous. I can't wait to see this video now. I'm anxious. Just do it.
Do the arms up.
My little dance.
Woo! Roller coaster riding. Woo!
Okay. I got you.
There you go. Look at the smile change. See, I can't do that. I look like something, I'm like hanging by my feet. It doesn't look good.
Somebody go press her record button right now.
This is what we get to do, folks. And this is why I believe that, and listen, going through 4 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever we're going to go through, I still have no idea how long it's going to be. All I know is I want to give you all I got in the secret sauce. But here's the thing. It's going to be a repetitive conversation. This is a new thing I'm going to be doing probably every 2 months, is doing another course on the secret sauce. And you're going to keep diving deeper, and you're going to keep going deeper. And it's why this isn't about being a 1-star restaurant. This is about being a 3-star Michelin restaurant where only a handful of people in the world get it. And you keep coming back time after time after time after time after time, having these conversations. We've done this call now 483 times, 84 times. This is all about repetition. Your favorite meal that you love when you go to your favorite restaurant, right? I love a Ruth Chris New York strip. I love the flavor. I love the temperature. I love it's cooked. I'll do that a few times a year. I love going to get Costco ribeyes and cooking them on the grill and burning them on the outside and getting that crisp. I love walking out to my garden right now and eating a tomato, picking a little cherry tomato and just going pop, going, ugh, that's like eating the sun. We get to live our secret sauce every day. And when you walk into that place and everything becomes part of your secret sauce, ugh, it is amazing. Ralph, I don't know that I've ever had the stuffed chicken from Ruth Chris. That may be my Father's Day meal tomorrow. I gotta imagine it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm hungry right now too. So Gigi, thank you for giving us all the courage. Thank you for inspiring us. Well, what'd I do? I sat here and cried about my story. You gave us the courage to see why and how we can all step into our own joy. So that being said, RBP, you want to give us a wrap? Yeah, sure. Hold on just a second. Let me just get my...
Well, I was brushing my teeth. I'm having pressure from the family to get going. We were doing Father's Day. Yeah, there was a couple of things that came to mind. Let me get my notebook so I can tell you right. No, you hear me?
Sounds like you're getting closer.
Is that better?
Yep.
No?
Yep. And she's gone. She'll be back here in a second. So here's the thing. Tomorrow is Father's Day. Tomorrow we'll probably talk a little bit about something like that, that energy. And I just want y'all to find your place, to find your story. Are you back, RBP? We'll see. It's because people are starting to wake up in Maybank, Texas, so they're starting to use the internet, so our signal gets a little wonky. We'll see if she pops back in. So again, the special for the secret sauce ends on Sunday, the $97 special. It'll probably go up to $149, and then do that till probably 2 days before the event, whatever next month is the first, and then we'll go from there. But evidently the email didn't go out on the memory stuff, so that's going. I guess it was too big for the file. It's a 6 meg file, so we either got to split it up or do something else or put it someplace else. So we'll figure it out. All right, y'all. I love you tons. I appreciate you so much. And Anne, congratulations on the Fund Me. Let's see what it got to. I think it was $450 at last, and it's $450. So imagine that. You did it, girl. Congratulations. And thank you everybody for participating in that. And we'll start off tomorrow reminding people to, and just to thank all those that did donate that aren't on the call now, to thank them as well. And it might add a few more pounds to it. I love you all. I'm Sean Murphy, your head misfit. Thank you for letting me live in my joy. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. Y'all send some love to each other.
Love you guys.
Everyone have a blessed day.
Have an amazing day, everyone.
Take care. Love you guys.
Alicia, bye Delia, bye Dana, bye Ralph, bye Jessica, bye CJ, bye Dakia, bye Roz, bye Rob, bye Heather.
Ann.
Bye Ann.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.